6 o'clock here on your Wednesday. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Up with KREM. I'm Tim Pham. Well, let's start off with your weather forecast because today we are calling for a weather impact alert. Jenny Power tracking it all for us. So, Jenny, just how hot did we get yesterday and how hot will it get today? Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Tim. Taking a look at some of the observed data from the National Weather Service, Spokane did get into the low 90s, 93 degrees yesterday. We were under that heat advisory and we still are for the day today and through tomorrow as temperatures will continue to climb. So that's why we are under this weather impact alert. Temperatures will reach into the upper 90s to low triple digits through this afternoon. And so it's going to be very crucial that you stay hydrated. You're drinking plenty of fluids and taking breaks here out of the sun, especially a big heads up to any outdoor workers. These are some of the hottest temperatures of the year so far. If we do in fact hit these values this afternoon, we are looking at some widespread triple digit heat though toward the central part of the state. 106 for Richland this afternoon in the lower Columbia Basin, 104 for Wenatchee and Chelan. We're looking at 97 as the high for Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, 98 for Deer Park and Newport, with low 100 south to the LC Valley. So as far as what we're seeing right now, the sun is shining there, but it's also more intense because of the smoke and haze that we continue to see. Temperatures, if you're headed out soon, we're at 67 degrees right now in the Spokane area, and winds are very, very light out of the east-northeast at 3 miles per hour sustained. Across the board, we're seeing these lighter winds. Start time temperatures still in the mid to upper 50s for Pullman and Sandpoint. Air quality in the unhealthy range. And because winds are so light, the smoke and haze is expected to stick around. But when we could see that clear out, coming up in my extended forecast.
We continue tracking wildfires burning across the inland northwest. This morning, we have updates on the 4 fires burning in Franklin and Whitman counties. So first, the biggest fire burning in the area is the Lions Ferry fire. It has burned more than 34,000 acres. The Devil's Canyon fire has burned more than 4,700 acres. The Wallace Walker fire has burned 801 acres. And the Neff Jones fire has burned more than 7,100 acres. All of these fires are 100% contained and evacuations for these fires have been removed. Right now, firefighters are battling 2 fires in Boundary County, the Upper Smith and Turner fires. The Upper Smith fire has burned nearly 900 acres. It's about 20 miles north of Bonners Ferry. The sheriff's office says there are no evacuations in place as of right now, but says people should be ready. The fire is 0% contained. The Turner fire continues to burn. So far, it has grown to about 700 acres. It is 79% contained. The good news here, fire crews say it has not grown outside of the perimeter. Today, they will continue to mop up the fire. This morning in Boomtown, for the first time in more than 2 decades, a newly built park is growing to a neighborhood that is growing in Spokane. KREM 2's Brandon T. Jones is live this morning, where there will be a groundbreaking later today. Good morning, Brandon.
Good morning, Tim. Yeah, Meadow Glen Park. This is the space right here behind me that's going to transform into what's the first newly built park here by the City of Spokane Parks and Rec Department in 23 years. So more than 2 decades, and that's kind of a crazy thought to think of because, of course, we know the Parks Department's so active, lots of renovations, and always seems like there's some type of resource within walking distance. This is that next evolution of the work they're doing here in the community. So ground officially breaks as of this morning. That groundbreaking ceremony taking place at 9:30 a.m. We'll have some more coverage a little bit later from the event, but with construction beginning this summer, what follows is 14 acres developed into a park, 16 acres that will remain natural land. Park officials tell me this property was actually purchased 40 years ago with this type of idea. They just haven't been able to bring it to life, but now, after the passing of the Together Spokane initiative, they've been allowed to begin this transformation.
It's going to have sand volleyball courts, sports courts that will be lit as well, open field space, picnic areas, and then also perimeter pathways. This has been a huge one during our master plan, was around pathways. People just want a place to walk.
Also included here at this park will be a new bus stop and new restroom designs. Those restroom designs likely to be used at new parks that are built after Meadow Glen and other renovations within the city as well. So a lot of exciting things to look forward to. Again, construction officially begins after this groundbreaking ceremony, and the Parks Department expects a completion date of summer 2027. Once again, we'll be here for that groundbreaking ceremony at 9:30 this morning. We'll have the details and a follow-up in KREM 2 News at noon. But for now, reporting live here in the North Indian Trails neighborhood, Brandon T. Jones, KREM 2 News.
Let's take you live outside with a look at your traffic impact now at I-90 and University. You can see in Spokane Valley, traffic moving great in both directions. We're not seeing any slowdowns out on the roadways here on this Wednesday morning. 6:06 new this morning. We are getting a look at the report from the Office of the Police Ombuds regarding last summer's ICE protest in Spokane. They made 26 recommendations, some of which Spokane police have already started doing before the report was published. Some key takeaways from the report highlight the effectiveness of warnings. The report noted SPD's repeated warnings before broader munitions were deployed, but the announcements became less consistent over time.
The report confirms that repeated warnings were in fact given, but repetition is not the only measure. The question is whether people in different locations could hear the directions, understand what had changed, identify a safe route, and reasonably comply before arrests or force followed.
Another key takeaway was that tactical roles must be defined by the mission. The report says the protests show the need to identify a tactical lead. The ombuds also highlighted the lack of communication with staff and fans who were at nearby One Spokane Stadium during the protest. Police received complaints about smoke and irritants in the stadium, while people in attendance said it was unclear if they should stay or go. Spokane Mayor Lisa Brown and Spokane Police Chief Kevin Hall issued a joint statement on the report's findings, saying the police ombuds exist to promote accountability. They also added, quote, independent oversight strengthens the credibility, professionalism, and integrity of the Spokane Police Department. New at 6 a.m., the lawyer fired by the president less than an hour after being sworn in as a new U.S. District Attorney in Washington. He's now suing the Trump administration. The lawsuit filed yesterday in Seattle claims Roger Rogoff was illegally fired after a federal court appointed him to serve until a presidential nominee is confirmed by the Senate. That's standard when the job is vacant. There has not been a permanent U.S. attorney for the position since Washington Attorney General Nick Brown resigned in 2023. New details this morning. The man accused of kidnapping his daughter over the weekend, triggering an Amber Alert, has turned himself in to Kennewick police. Matthew Susmulch was on the run since Saturday. The girl was found safe on Sunday, but U.S. Marshals could not find Susmulch until he turned himself in last night. Yesterday, the Benton County Prosecutor's Office got a warrant for Susmulch's arrest on charges of assault, domestic violence, first-degree kidnapping, and felony harassment. Susmulch is booked into the Benton County Jail. Washington's Attorney General scored an early win in court against the online prediction market Kalshi. A King County judge found that Kalshi likely violated the state's Gambling Act. Kalshi has been operating a gambling platform in Washington, allowing people to bet money on everything from sports and elections to other real-world events. State officials argue the company has been taking bets in Washington without a gambling license. So we talked to a local casino director about the decision.
Be careful in pursuing any online gaming at all in Washington State. It's been illegal for several years. A lot of companies present as legal, and however they are not. So I'd be really careful in who you engage with. I think a lot of folks in the industry feel like Kalshi and others in the CFTC or commodities market have really manipulated the rules to their benefit to offer gambling or gaming rather than true commodities trading.
The ruling is not the final word, but it orders Kalshi to preserve records as the lawsuit moves forward. This morning, we're hearing more about a proposed moratorium on data centers in Spokane County. Commissioners publicly discussed a proposed 9-month moratorium yesterday. It was proposed by Commissioners Amber Waldriff and Chris Jordan. The proposal comes after Avista announced it was in talks to support a 500-megawatt data center. These talks have now been paused. County leaders say they want to make sure they have the right rules in place before any large project moves forward.
I know that some people feel that moratoriums aren't necessary, but I would hate to see a data center come into Spokane County without any rules of the road that are influenced here by Spokane County stakeholders.
Other commissioners worry a moratorium could send the wrong message, potentially discouraging companies looking to invest in Spokane County. A heads up for those at Fairchild Air Force Base today. They will be conducting an active shooter response exercise. You can expect to hear and see sirens, fast-moving vehicles, and loud noises. When you see this, keep in mind there is no active threat.